Alright, so we're going to take some notes for chapter 1 in the textbook. We need to be able to draw and name things. This is huge in geometry. So we're going to start with our undefined terms. A point, no dimensions, represented by a dot, a point. A line has one dimension, length. It is represented by a line with an arrow on each end. The arrows show you that it goes on forever in each direction. A plane has two dimensions, both a length and a width. It's represented by a four-sided shape that looks like a floor or a piece of paper. Generally, we have a plane. Then we have our defined terms. Using those undefined terms, we want to put them together to form our defined terms. Line segment, or just segment. A line segment is made up of two endpoints and all the points on a line in between those two endpoints. So you have a starting and stopping point, those are your endpoints, and every point in between them to form your segment. A ray starts at an endpoint and is made up of all the points from that endpoint going on in one direction forever. So you have an endpoint. The ray goes on forever in one direction. It must have an arrow on one end and a point on the other end. It must be named with the endpoint letter first. So naming these things is the second thing we do. Points we know is capital letters. So we can have the point capital A. Lines can be named a bunch of different ways. They can be named with points. So this can be line BC. You put a line over the top of the two capital letters. You can also switch those around. It can be line CB just as easily. They can use cursive letters off to the side like L. This can be line L. Planes need 3 points that are non-collinear to be named. This is a plane DEF. Let's get the two letters of their endpoints. And rays, you have to have the endpoint and then any other point on the ray in the direction that you're headed. So let's look at all this together. In our diagram off to the side, give two other names. Give two other names for QM, line QM. And so we can say line MQ or line A. Give another name for plane Z, plane LMP. You can have those letters in any order. MNP also works, again in any order, as does LNP. Again in any order. Any of those are another name for plane Z. Name 3 points that are collinear. Collinear means on the same line. So on line B, there are points L, M, and N. Name 4 points that are coplanar. L, M, and N lie in plane Z, as does point P. So L, M, N, P. Do the checkpoint real quick. So pause it, do the checkpoint, and then continue on. There are lots of other names for line LM. Hopefully you picked two of those. Not coplanar with L, N, and P. Point Q is not on plane Z. Give another name for segment VX. Reverse the letters. Segment XV. Name all rays with endpoint W. So W is where the two cross, so you get 4 rays. WV, WY, WX, and WZ. They all have endpoint W going out in different directions. Which of the rays from B are opposite rays? Opposite rays have the same endpoint but go opposite directions on the same line. So we have 2 pairs of opposite rays, WV and WX, or WY and WZ. Same endpoints, opposite directions. Pause and try checkpoint 2. Another name for YW is segment WY. Are VX and XV the same ray? No, because they have different endpoints. And travel opposite directions on the same ray. VW and VX are the same ray because they have the same endpoint V and travel in the same direction. Checkpoint 2. Checkpoint 3. Take a moment to pause and try this one. The sketch is always fun. You gotta learn how to sketch a lot of different things in geometry. Doing geometry and being able to sketch the pictures go hand in hand. So always try the sketching ones. You'll get better every time you do it. The diagram to the right, name the intersection of line MX and line A. 2 different ways of representing a line there, but they cross each other at point M. In the diagram to the right, name the intersection of planes C and D. The planes intersect at the entire line A. The planes go on infinitely in all directions, and so their intersection is a line that goes on forever. And that's the end of Unit 2.1 Notes.